It's February of 2022, and it's time to announce what the Fun Size Book Club pick will be for this month. Hey everyone, my name is Amanda, and I'm the Fun Size Reader, and I'm so excited to read this book this month. It's February, so I wanted to pick a rom-com, and I've made the decision for Fun Size Book Club to try. I'm going to really try, but I don't know if I'm going to succeed. We'll see. But I'm going to try to switch off like I did for my reading in January and switch between a contemporary romance and a fantasy romance. So we read a fantasy romance in January. So that means for February, we're going to read a contemporary romance, which is perfect because it's Valentine's and all that jazz. Now, before I get into the pick, I want to tell a little bit of a story. And it's funny because I'm going to call people out just a little bit, just a little. So my sister's in real life kind of a book club, kind of just reads with her friends. She's talked to them about my videos and books that I've read and things in the past. Recently, they were reading a book, and it was by the same author that I have picked for book club this month. I was told about this conversation where they were like, oh my gosh, like this book is really spicy. I said, that's not even the worst of the spice that this author has written. And they were like, what? I mean, I'm exaggerating here. Obviously, I was not it was a text conversation. I was not in it physically with these people, but I'm exaggerating. But basically oh my gosh, there's more spice than what we've currently read. What's funny is that I don't think they knew the kinds of books that I read when my sister had talked to them about my stuff before. And so now I see them creeping on my social media and probably adding things to their TBR. So in honor of February and Valentine's and spicy books and all of them reading the same books that I read, we're going to announce February's book pick, which is going to be Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. Because why not read Tessa for February? Her book is being released on February 7th, and she's an auto-buy author for me. So of course, I have to read Tessa for February. Now, if you've read Tessa's books before, like my new friends and my sisters in Real Life Book Club, you will know that Tessa's books can be very spicy. You will know that she writes alpha males. You will know that she's the queen of dirty talk. So if those are things that you do not like in a romance book, maybe sit this one out, okay? I'm just being completely honest and straightforward, knowing that I'm picking a Tessa Bailey book for book club, okay? I expect it to have those things. I expect it to be really spicy, although her non-traditionally published books are more spicy, which is where that whole conversation came from. This is a traditionally published Tessa Bailey. It will still be spicy, but it's not going to be like some of the books she's written. It's probably going to have an alpha male. It's probably going to have dirty talk. That's just Tessa. Go watch her TikTok or her reels or whatever. She's hilarious, and she puts that in her books. Secretly Yours is released on February 7th, so we'll have about 3 weeks to read it. The discussion will be on February 28th, which is a Tuesday, the last Tuesday of the month, like always, and it will be at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So what is Secretly Yours about? Let me read it to you. I didn't even read this prior to. Okay, here we go. Ready for the tagline? A steamy new rom-com about a starchy professor and the bubbly neighbor he clashes with at every turn. This just sounds like Tessa. It just sounds like it. Hallie Welch fell hard for Julian Voss at 14 after they almost kissed in the dark vineyards of his family's winery. Now the prodigal hottie has returned to their small town. Oh, it's a small town romance too. Mwah. When Hallie is hired to revamp the gardens on the Voss estate, she wonders if she'll finally get that smooch. But the grumpy, yes, Tessa. The grumpy professor isn't the teenager she remembers, and their polar opposite personalities clash spectacularly. If I don't give this book 5 stars, I do not know what happened to me. Send me to the hospital for a CT because something must have happened. One wine-fueled girls' night later, Hallie can't shake the sense that she did something reckless. And then she remembers the drunken secret admirer letter she left Julian. Oh shit. On sabbatical from his Ivy League job, Julian plans to write a novel, but having Hallie gardening right outside his window is the ultimate distraction. She's eccentric, chronically late, and often literally covered in dirt, and so unbelievably beautiful he can't focus on anything else. Until he finds an anonymous letter sent by a woman from his past. Even as Julian wonders about this admirer, he's sucked further into Hallie's orbit. Like the flowers she's planted all over town, Hallie is a burst of color in Julian's grayscale life. For a man who irons his socks and runs on tight schedules, her sunny, chaotic energy makes zero sense. But there's something so familiar about her, and her very presence is turning his world upside down. Okay, so what do we got going on here? We have got Grumpy Sunshine. We have got Forced Proximity. We have got Second Chance Romance. We have got Professor. There's just so many things. There's so many things going on here. I love Tessa for it. I love her for it. This is going to be a series. It sounds like there's going to be more than one that occurs at the Vineyard. The second one I mentioned in my video of books to look forward to is coming out later in the year. I think maybe June. I don't remember. But this isn't the only one. So we're going to read some Tessa, and I'm really excited, and I hope you all read it with me. I will put the link down in the description below. You can pre-order it. I have already pre-ordered my copy so I can read it right away. And then we'll have our live discussion on February 28th at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I know my rom-com reviews tend to be kind of short because you don't really want to give things away. They're rom-coms. They tend to be happily ever afters. There aren't like lots of fantasy plot to discuss. So like they tend to be really short. So I'm hoping that there's a lot to talk about, enough for book club to keep doing romances and rom-coms as book picks. But we'll see. This will be like one of the first ones. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure Tessa will give us some stuff to work with. Hope you guys are excited to read along with me. Can't wait to chat with you. And don't forget, you can also find me on all the social medias. I'll see you guys next time.